Darth Vader is widely regarded as one of the coolest and strongest Sith of all time, and with that stigma, it's hard to imagine him afraid of anything or anyone. But as shocking as it is, there was actually one person Vader did fear, or more accurately, feared of losing. In today's video, I'll be discussing why Vader was so afraid of losing Palpatine. As we know, Palpatine was the man that placed the seeds of darkness in Anakin's mind, which later took control over him and turned him to the dark side. But why would Vader even fear losing Palpatine? When we look at it, it really makes no sense. When Anakin turned to the dark side, Palpatine made him turn on all of his friends and kill them. He made Anakin disregard all of his morals for the false promise of saving Padme. He purposely gave Vader outdated robotics for a suit, which made his life more miserable than it already was. And Palpatine would constantly torment Vader and demonstrate his superiority over him any chance he got. And on more than one occasion, Palpatine would leave Vader for dead with no feasible chance of survival. And yet through all of this, Vader would still come back to him. And this is just the surface of what Palpatine did to Vader. I can make a whole video dedicated to the torment that Palpatine inflicted on Vader. And yet with all of this, Vader not only remained loyal to Palpatine, but also feared to lose him. Why was that? While many would imagine that Vader would hate Palpatine because of his immense power and refusal to share with Vader, Vader actually admired that of Palpatine. And before becoming Darth Vader, he viewed him as somewhat of a father figure to him that was always there for him even when the Jedi were not. In Vader's eyes, he has lost everything, starting from when he was just a Padawan, he lost his mother. Then in the Clone Wars, he lost his apprentice. And in the final days of the Republic, he lost all of his friends, his Jedi Order, his wife, and his unborn children, as well as his best friend betraying him and taking all of his limbs and leaving him for dead. Palpatine was all Vader had left, and he believed that if Palpatine were to die, he'd be left as a person with no purpose and all alone. He also feared that if Palpatine were to die, he would have nothing else to do in the galaxy and would be completely useless and lost. To Vader, his missions for the Empire and Palpatine were the only things he had going for him. Vader would begin to develop these fears early on in the Empire's reign when he was incredibly depressed and alone shortly after his battle on Mustafar. The only people he ever felt comfort with was with his stormtroopers, who at the time were the same clones who served with Anakin during the Clone Wars. And soon, Palpatine would command Vader to quit moping around and instead spend his time working to secure the Empire, and convinced him that if he were to harness his rage and anger, he could lead the Empire to victory. And to help Vader, Palpatine would assign him many missions to keep him busy, and it would be through these missions that Vader began to believe that his identity and sole purpose was to the Empire and the Emperor. And this is what sets Vader apart from other Sith. While many other Sith fear the future and what it may hold, Vader's one and only fear was losing the only person he had left, which was Palpatine. But this does not mean that Vader cared about Palpatine as much as he cared about Padme or Obi-Wan when he was a Jedi, but rather he felt like he needed this Sith Lord for a sense of purpose. And he would use this fear to get revenge on the galaxy, but when he learned of his son's existence, everything would change. He no longer felt that his sole purpose was to the Empire or to Palpatine. It's truly sad to see how Vader puts up a mask, no pun intended, about a strong and powerful warrior, when in reality he's a sad and broken old man with almost no purpose in the galaxy. But anyway, that is why Vader was so afraid to lose Palpatine. If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to like and subscribe, as well as comment your favorite Sith Lord in the comments below. And with that, my fellow Star Wars nerds, may the Force be with you.